Welcome back to Mac Talks Football. It's Matchday 35 in La Liga. I mean, with just 4 games to go, with the title race is still on, the fight for those European places is still on, and the relegation battle is really heating up. I mean, from 13th place at Getafe up until 19th place, all of the teams, just the 8 points separating the bottom 6 or 7 teams fighting it out for that relegation places. You have Real Betis and Villarreal, just 1 point difference for that last Champions League place. You have about 6 teams trying to get into the Conference League as well, and of course the top 2 fighting it out for the title. It's going to be an interesting weekend, and the fact is, we are going to have just one day's rest between Matchday 35 and Matchday 36. So this weekend is going to be very crucial. So let's go ahead and make our prediction. The first game, it is Las Palmas versus Rayo Vallecano. It is 18th versus 8th. Now both the teams coming into this game, their form is not really good. Both of them have not really won in the last 5 games that much. Just 1 win for both of them in the last 5 games. So both of them are struggling coming into this game. Las Palmas really need to get a win here to come out of that relegation battle. Rayo Vallecano, sorry, on the other hand, they need to get a win to stay in touching distance with the teams around them for those Conference League and Europa League spots. I think it will be a very interesting game because how much of things here on the line for both of the teams. I think we are going to expect a good game of football, but I just don't see a result out of this game. I'm going for a very entertaining, very hard-fought 1-1 draw between Las Palmas and Rayo Vallecano. Moving on, it is Valencia versus Getafe. It is 12th versus 13th. Now Valencia are in a great run of form. They are undefeated in their last 7 games. Last 5 games, 3 wins and 2 draws. They won last weekend as well. So they're coming to this game in a really good form. On the other hand, Getafe are in a diabolical form. Out of the last 5 games, last 4 games have been defeated. That is why they are now in that relegation scenario. Otherwise, it never looked like that Getafe were going to be in a relegation battle. I think it's going to be a very tough game for Getafe, if I'm being very honest with you. And the way the form of Valencia's form is at the moment, I think they are going to inflict another blow to Getafe here in this game. I think it's not going to be a good game of football. I think it's going to be a very sort of a dull game, but I think Valencia are going to nick it in that. I'm going for a very hard-fought 1-0 win for Valencia. Up next, it's Sevilla versus Celta Vigo. It is 16th versus 7th. And now the thing is, Sevilla are in a really bad form at the moment. They have lost their out of the last 5 games, 3 of them have been defeats. They are winless in their last 5 games. And they are really struggling at the moment. They are playing against a Celta Vigo side who are 7th in the table. They are fighting for those European places. They want to play in Europe next season, and their form is not that good, but they can win the games out of nowhere. Last weekend they made life really hard for Real Madrid as well. They won twice in the last 5 games. 3 games have been defeats as well. But against Sevilla, I don't think it is going to be that much of a problem for Celta Vigo, if I'm being very honest with you, as Sevilla are just like 5 points from that relegation zone. So it is a big threat that Sevilla might end up being relegated as well, if I'm being very honest with you. I think it will be a fun game, but I think Celta Vigo are going to get the win quite easily as well. I'm going for a very comfortable 2-0 win for Celta Vigo. Moving on, it is Girona versus Villarreal. It is 15th versus 5th. Now Girona finally won a game after about a month or so. So that was really important for them, because they were slowly getting sucked into that relegation battle. They're still in that relegation battle. They're just 6 points above that above the bottom 3, and with just 4 games to go, anything can happen. So they're going to hope that they can accumulate enough points in the next couple of games to stay away from the drop. They are playing against a Villarreal side who themselves are fighting for that last Champions League spot, just 1 point ahead of Real Betis going into this weekend's game. Their form has not been that good, if I'm being very honest with you. Villarreal, they have been quite inconsistent, and that is why they are struggling for that position. I think it will be a fun game. Girona are one of those teams that can really surprise you, and I think they are going to surprise Villarreal. Unfortunately, I think the Yellow Submarine are going to drop the points here. I don't expect a dull game. I think we are going to expect a good game of football, but I think in the end it is going to end up in a draw. I'm going for a very entertaining 2-2 draw between Girona and Villarreal. Then it's Mallorca versus Valladolid. It is 10th versus 20th. Now Mallorca are on the same number of points with 3 other clubs, including Rayo Vallecano, who are in that Conference League sport. They are just 2 points behind the two teams who are in the Europa League spots as well. So they know how important this game is. They are playing against a Valladolid side who are already relegated, who have not won a game for about 3 months now. So they are going to think that if they really want to play in the Europa League, or if they really want to play in the Conference League, like this is the game they really have to win. Their form is not that good, but I don't think that is going to matter. I think this is the game they have to win. They are the home side as well, and I think they are going to get the job done as well. I'm going for a very convincing 3-1 win for Mallorca. Again, it's Atletico Madrid versus Real Sociedad. It is third versus 11th. Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, sorry, if they had any hopes of trying to win the title, I think that was basically done last weekend. I don't think they are going to win the title. I think they just have to make sure that they end up finishing third in the table. They are playing against a Sociedad side who are 11th in the table, and they are fighting for those Conference League spot. There's still a chance that Sociedad might end up finishing in the Conference League place or Europa League place. So they are the ones who are fighting for something in this game. I think it will be a very interesting game, another entertaining game, and if I'm not, this could be another game where Atletico Madrid end up dropping points, and they could end up losing points as well. And I will not be surprised if Atletico lose the game as well. But I'm going to stay conservative here, and I'm going to go for a draw instead of a loss for Atletico Madrid. And it's going to be an entertaining game for sure. I'm going for a 2-2 draw between Atletico Madrid and Real Sociedad. Then it's a massive game. It is a 19th versus 14th. It is Leganés versus Espanyol. There's an 8-point difference between these two teams, and Leganés, would love to drag Espanyol down and make that 9-point difference down to just make that 8-point difference down to just a 5-point difference as well. Their form is not good, to be very honest with you. They are winners in their last 5 games, but just 1 defeat for Leganés, so that is something they would be really happy about it. On the other hand, Espanyol, their last 3 games have been really bad, and that is why they have been they have fallen down the ladder, and now they are sort of in that relegation battle. A couple of straight defeats in the last 2 games for them, so they are going to be feeling a bit of a pressure coming into this game, and I think this is the best chance for Leganés to get something from this game, and I think they are going to get it. I think they are going to surprise Espanyol in this game, and they are going to shock everybody and get the job done here. I don't know, it's going to be fancy or entertaining. It's going to be a grinding result for Leganés, but I think they are going to get the job done. I'm going for a 1-0 win for Leganés against Espanyol. And then it's the big one. It is Barcelona versus Real Madrid. It is the El Clasico. I mean, this is the biggest game of the season anyway. And now with everything, the context of everything, this could very well be the game where if Barcelona end up winning the El Clasico, they might as well, win the league. They are already 4 points ahead of Real Madrid coming into this game. And I think with the way that both the teams played last weekend, Barcelona had to fight their way, make a comeback against Valladolid. Real Madrid themselves had to make a comeback against Celta Vigo. Then Barcelona, the way that they played that Champions League semi-final, it was an amazing game, but they lost, so that is going to be hanging on their head. I think Real Madrid are going to be a fresher coming into this game, but this is El Clasico. Everything goes out of the window. All the forms and everything just goes away. I think it'll be a very, very entertaining game, a very interesting game. There are going to be goals in this game, but I don't see a winner. And unfortunately for all the fans in the world, I think we're going to get a great game, especially as neutral like me, but I don't think we're going to get a result. I'm going for a very entertaining 2-2 draw between Barcelona and Real Madrid. Then you have Athletic Club versus Alaves. It is 4th versus 17th. Now Athletic Club, they are going to be in the Champions League. That is basically done and dusted. Their season is pretty much over, if I'm being very honest with you. They lost to Manchester United in the Europa League semi-final last night, so their hopes of winning a trophy and everything are done. They are going to finish in the Champions League spot. They are going to finish in 4th as well, so I think the players are already going to be thinking about the holiday period, but they are playing against an Alaves side who are really fighting to stay in the league. They're just 3 points above the drop zone, so it's a massive game for them. Coming into this game, the form of both of these teams is quite similar, quite inconsistent. So this could be the one game where Alaves might go ahead and surprise Athletic Club because of, as I said, the players are not really going to be up for it, if I'm being very honest with you, and I think they are going to be able to do it. I think Alaves go to Athletic homes and they are going to surprise them. I'm going for a very shocking 2-1 win for Alaves. And we end the match day 35 with Real Betis versus Osasuna. It is 7th versus 9th. Two teams who are in a really good form. 3 wins in their last 5 games for both of them. But for Betis, the last 3 weeks have been 3 wins. Their form is really good. They won their semi-final against Fiorentina in the Conference League. So they are going to be the final of Conference League. So their confidence level is really, really high. They are fighting with Villarreal for that Champions League position as well. Osasuna, on the other hand, they are tied with Mallorca and Rayo Vallecano on 44 points. They are just 2 points behind the Europa League spots as well. So they are, it's a massive game for both of them. But just because the way their form is and the confidence they are in at the moment, I think Betis are gonna, attempt Osasuna over. But it is going to be a one hell of a game in my opinion. I am going for a very entertaining 2-1 win for a Real Betis. And with that, my predictions for match day 35 of La Liga are complete. Let me know, what do you guys agree with my predictions or not in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the season, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.